Hey guys, this is Undercover Dudes all the way from Down Under, and today we're going to be talking about Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex First Assault Online, which is a free-to-play first-person shooter published by Nexon. Now, when First Assault first went into Steam Early Access, the game was a broken mess. There was massive frames per second issues, hitbox issues, registry issues, couldn't keybind properly to your mouse. On top of this, there was no FOV slider. The FOV was locked at 60, which is unplayable for me. Overall, the game was a laggy, unoptimized mess. Now the game is in open beta. It has been many months since I last went and tried out the game, and I have to say, I am very impressed. The people at Neeple, the developers of the game, have really put their foot down, and overall, First Assault is a great free-to-play first-person shooter. Okay, so let's get right into it, starting off with the gameplay. Now, one word that you could use to go and describe the gameplay is generic. However, generic has very negative connotations to it. I like to say that the gameplay of First Assault is solid. When you have a look at the movement of First Assault, it is definitely clunky. It is not smooth in comparison to Counter-Strike or Battlefield or Call of Duty. However, one perk that I really like of this movement system is the fact that it is responsive. When you press W, you instantly move forward. When you press right click, you instantly zoom in. When you fire, you instantly start firing. And that is something that I've personally really liked about free-to-play games. They have more basic movement systems and more basic gameplay mechanics. However, it just works. And I think that statement really goes hand in hand with the graphics. The graphics of the game are definitely not the best in the world. They definitely feel like they came from many years ago. But that's the thing with free-to-play games. Free-to-play games are supposed to run for a lot of different people, and so a lot of different people can go and pick up the game. And as I said before with the gameplay, the graphics work. Are they the best? No, but anybody can go and pick up and play First Assault, be it with the gameplay or be in terms of the performance with their computer. So in terms of the gameplay and in terms of the graphics, Ghost in the Shell First Assault is very basic. Now that is going to turn away a lot of people, and it initially turned away me. However, where does First Assault go and pick up the slack? One big positive is the fact that the maps are really taking a lot from the Ghost in the Shell universe. However, they work quite well in the whole landscape of a free-to-play first-person shooter. Now I say free-to-play first-person shooter because a lot of people downloading this game have no knowledge about the anime, have no knowledge about the maps. They simply just want to go and hop in and shoot some people with their friends. And maps like Cyberwood really go, actually all the maps in the game really go and enable the player to simply just run down the most direct route and find some enemies to go and shoot. And for the more experienced user, the person that's been playing the game for a little bit longer, there are some side routes. Generally, each map goes and takes the free path method, the left, the right, and the middle. And you can go and take some of these side paths and get the one-up over your enemy. There is a little bit of verticality, there is a little bit of underground elements, and overall, the maps are not too complex that it's going to be really difficult for a new player to pick up. But there is enough complexity for an older player, more experienced player, to go and get a kick of running around the map and having a little bit of fun. In terms of the modes, First Assault is definitely lacking. We've got Team Deathmatch, Terminal Conquest, and Demolition as the three main modes. However, a new mode called Ghost Assault was introduced into the game about 2 weeks ago. It's basically hide and seek. Humans have active camouflage, robots have really powerful armor and super speed, and basically the humans have to go and hide from the robots, and it is a pretty intense mode if you can go and get a full lobby. One big complaint from the community is the fact that it is simply just a free-to-play first-person shooter with Ghost in the Shell tacked on, and I definitely agree with that. However, there are some elements of the game where the Ghost in the Shell universe really shines through, and that is through the operatives. The operatives come directly from the anime, and you can play as the main character Motoko with her thermo-optic camo, Takuza with his Seeker droid, you have Batal with his arm launcher, and each one of these characters have a really cool, unique ability that can definitely go and shift the gameplay from simply just being a generic first-person shooter to something a little bit different. This is taken a little bit further with the skill sync ability. So for example, if you go and activate your active camos Motoko and one of your teammates are next to you, they can press the E button and they will go and get the active camo as well. In Team Deathmatch, it's simply a fact of if you see the prompt, go and press the E button. However, in more tactical modes like Demolition, there is a layer of tactical gameplay. For example, if Paz goes and activates his hyper sprint, then you can go and have Batal with his arm launcher go and share that, link that, and then he can run directly into the enemy side of the base and go for point blank arm launcher shot, and that could definitely go and surprise the enemy a little bit. One of the big problems with free-to-play first-person shooter games is that people simply don't go and stick around, but this gives it a little bit more longevity. And also the fact there is quite a few different weapons in the game. Compare it to something like Combat Arms and Ghost in the Shell First Assault has absolutely no chance. But there definitely is quite a few weapons in the game that it's going to take a long time for you to go and unlock each and every one of them. But in the process, you can go and customize a certain weapon if you really like it. For example, you can go and put a suppressor on there, you can change the magazine to a different type of magazine or a drum barrel even. There is different types of sights, you can put a laser sight, you can put a different camo. There is a bit of customization so you can really go and make your gun your own. The fact that you can go and buy weapons and buy attachments all with GP is absolutely fantastic. This game is definitely not pay to win. Buying stuff for NX, it's for cosmetic or convenience purposes only, and that is absolutely fantastic. However, there is an underlying problem with the purchasing system in this game. It's the fact that you cannot go and rent different weapons or attachments. In order to go and try out a weapon, you've got to go and drop 250k GP in order to go and buy it for permanent. Having a rental system for 1, 7, 30, 90 days would be great because it would go and introduce the casual player to all these different types of weapons in the game and all these different type of attachments. Basically, in order to go and try out new weapons, you've either got to be cashed up or you've got to go and be a really long-term player. A new player that just hopped into the game and doesn't have that much GP is going to have a really small pool of weapons, and that is going to get boring really fast. Having a rental system would be the utmost priority for this game in my opinion. Now, talking about some of the other features in the game, I'm in the game right now and there is an operative customization feature. However, this is buried very deep in the menus and most new players will have absolutely no idea how to go and find it. Now, it actually is a really good feature. You have ability sockets, cyber brain sockets, and physical sockets, and basically it gives your character a certain stat buff. So what I'm looking at right now is called rapid swap, and it goes and decreases the time for you to go and swap weapons, but also decreases the time for you to go and aim down sights. So that's really cool in my opinion. However, the thing is, nobody knows about it. It's so deep in the menu. You have to click operative, then you have to go and hover over the character. It doesn't automatically pop up. Then you have to go and click upgrade, and there's different outfits as well. You can have different skins, and that's cool as well. But overall, this customization is definitely very hidden in this game, and going and showing the player a little bit easily how to go and make the character their own would be a really cool thing. Now, before I do my conclusion, Nexon, Neeple, if you're listening to me, go and rebrand this game, go and rename this game to Ghost in the Shell First Assault. Drop the online, drop the standalone complex, you don't need it. When people go and type in Ghost in the Shell, you go and see Ghost in the Shell standalone complex first, you barely see the First Assault. People think they're going to be playing the anime itself, and it's very confusing. If you go and have a nice short, concise title, it will definitely be better for people to search, and it will definitely get more people playing the game, simply because it's easier to go and promote via word of mouth. Okay, so Ghost in the Shell standalone complex First Assault Online. What is my overall review of it? I think that now it is definitely a game that I will play more of. Before, I really wasn't keen on it, but they've got all the solid groundwork done now. They simply just have to go and build it up, give it more features. The game simply isn't fleshed out enough. I know there's going to be a PvE, a play versus environment feature implemented sometime in the future. If you can go and link that really closely to the Ghost in the Shell universe, a lot of people will simply come, not for the PvP, but just to go and play out what one of their favorite animes are, and that would be really, really cool to go and do. And this would help solve one of the really big problems with the game. There isn't enough content to go and differentiate it from another free-to-play first-person shooter. When this game was first announced, people were really disappointed because they wanted a third-person tactical game that was really linked to the universe. Well, we have a free-to-play first-person shooter. It is a solid free-to-play first-person shooter, but we just need more content. More content to go and differentiate this game from everything else out there in the free-to-play market. And there'll definitely be a market for people that have bad computers and just want an easy game to run. But also for people that want to go and experience the Ghost in the Shell universe from a free-to-play perspective. But overall, I think this game is definitely worth a download. It isn't that large, it's a few gig, but download it, have a play, and tell me in the comment section below. But other than that, it's Undercover Dudes all the way from Down Under, out.